Vegas airport after the traumatic experience earlier this month. He was traveling home to Little Rock with his family on Spirit Airlines. Carter's father, Cameron Kimball, joins us now. Cameron, thanks so much for joining us. This sounds like a very sad, very stressful moment. It's difficult already to travel with children and then add travel during COVID where tensions are high. Your family was kicked off this flight because Carter didn't wear a mask. How's he doing? How's your family right now?
He's doing pretty good. Our biggest fear was that he wouldn't get on another plane again. And that was honestly the big fight getting home, was just getting him to want to get back on a plane. I know with autism, they tend to be attached to one specific thing. And Carter's is airplanes, so the best thing we could ever do for him is just take him on a flight. He loves it. He gets super excited as soon as bags are packed. He gets pumped. So to have him removed from that was pretty traumatizing for him. It'd be just like any other parent giving their kid their favorite toy and then taking it away and like burning it in front of them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really kind of what happened for him. Luckily, he's already in therapy. He's in one-on-one therapy from 8 to 5:30 every day with therapists to kind of help him. He was quite a bit farther down on the autism spectrum. So,
yeah, but
we've got people to help him get through all of that.
Yeah, absolutely. We hope he's doing okay. But really, this was never supposed to happen because you say your son had a doctor's note that exempted him from wearing a face mask. So keeping that in mind, Spirit Airlines had released in a statement here, quote, that they sympathize, but its current policy does not exempt anyone, irrespective of diagnosis, and that guests with a medical disability who are traveling on or after March 22nd, 2021 can apply for an exemption as provided for in the federal mandate requiring masks in airports and on planes. So regardless of this medical note, they felt the need to kick off a 4-year-old. Your thoughts on that decision? Where did it come from?
They need to read the mandate, because on the mandate, it has the exemption for ADA, which is what Carter's covered under. So that's one of the things me and my attorney have looked at. He's also covered by the Arkansas Civil Liberties Union. But I actually pulled that up with the supervisor. So when we got kicked off, I asked for a supervisor, obviously, like most heated parents would. And I brought her down and I pulled it up. I said, here's autism. It's covered under ADA. On the TSA website, it's listed as ADA as a medical exemption to this federal mandate. And then they just looked at me and were like, oh, well, that doesn't start till next week. So if you come back in 8 days, then you'll be fine. And we were just like, what?
Yeah.
It didn't make any sense. I had a babysitter that was actually traveling with us, and they didn't remove him from the flight. And for them to say, oh, just come back in a couple days and then everything will be different. But you still sent my bags out of state. So wow. It was just kind of a crazy situation.
Well, you just wonder, too, where people's empathy is at this point. Clearly, you can see, a child who would be uncomfortable in that situation with the medical note, too. And you just wonder, where's people's heart during this challenging time? In the meantime, kind of on a lighter note, but not really. I mean, this is pretty serious. We had climate czar John Kerry. He was seen without a face mask on an airplane last week. This sparked some outrage after the photograph of him without a mask on an American Airlines flight to D.C. went viral. The airline responded to this as well, saying that they did not observe him without a mask and they were not alerted by the other customers to a non-compliance issue here, essentially saying that this is under investigation, but, he was not kicked off the flight. What are your thoughts when you see this image and how this situation has played out?
Oh, me and my attorney had a big talk about that, because that's what frustrated me the most was no one observed it. But when they removed us from the flight, they let us onto the flight because I had I told him, I was like, this isn't going to be good if I put a mask over his face. He has a sensory disorder where he just can't, he won't wear a hat, he won't do anything. So I put it on him, he started screaming, we got down, we took it off, and 15 minutes later, no one came back to check on us, no one came to do anything. You see the captain step out, and all of a sudden the gate agent is coming down, and it's like, hey, we're removing you from this flight. It's like, for what? And they're like, you didn't try hard enough to put the mask on. I was like, well, I have a doctor's note. And they're like, well, no, that doesn't work. And we're asking you to leave this flight, so you're holding up all the other passengers. Can you please leave? I was like, no one even checked that he had a mask. He was just looking out the window. So if you're going to investigate us and remove us without even giving us a chance to do anything, but that's fine.
Cameron, I think a lot of people who are tuning in, they feel for you, they feel for your family, they totally understand where you're coming from here. I know you said you're speaking with an attorney. You'll have to come back and share some updates. In the meantime, we wish the best to you, your family, and of course, Carter.